4-1 your final here at FirstOntario Centre. The Lake Erie Monsters over the Hamilton Bulldogs. Laura Barney with Derek Wills. Derek, I feel like deja vu. 3 days in a row. I'm not sure where you'd like to start with this one and this entire weekend in general.
Yeah, as Yogi Berra would say, deja vu all over again. 3 games in 3 days, all here at FirstOntario Centre. The Hamilton Bulldogs took 1-0 leads in all 3 games. And coming into the weekend, they had a fantastic record when scoring the first goal in games this season, but they let that lead slip away on Friday, fall 2-1 to the Oklahoma City Barons. Let it slip away again last night and fall 4-2 to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. And let it slip away again today. And they lose 4-1 to a Lake Erie Monsters team they absolutely had to beat. I mean, the Hamilton Bulldogs came into this contest 14th in the Western Conference. The only team below them in the standings, the Lake Erie Monsters. So it was a proverbial 4-pointer, and the Dogs really needed to pick up 2 points. And I thought they competed from start to finish. There were some lapses in their game as far as execution goes, but the one thing about this team is that they continue to compete game in, game out. They just have to be better from start to finish. They have to play a full 60 minutes. They have to capitalize on their scoring opportunities, and let's face facts. It's now time to press the panic button. An interesting start to this hockey game when we found out that Hamilton Bulldogs team captain Martin St. Pierre was a healthy scratch. He told me it's the first time in his 10-season career that he has been a healthy scratch. And I wondered how the Hamilton Bulldogs would respond to that, and I think they came out with a lot of energy, and unfortunately they just could not get that 2-0 goal. They had some chances after they made it 1-0, couldn't make it 2-0, and then penalties once again hurt them. And you and I talked about that after last night's game. They have to stay out of the penalty box. They took some unnecessary penalties again today, and again, for the second consecutive contest, they gave up 2 power play goals, just like they did last night. Gave up a power play goal on Friday night, which turned out to be the game winner. So at the end of the day, their biggest problem is probably special teams and their inability to execute for a full 60 minutes. But at least they're still competing, and that gives me some hope moving forward here.
Having the opportunity to talk to the players during intermission, and this is also something we mentioned yesterday talking to Gabriel Dumont, they know what they have to do, and they explain it to me. This is what we have to do. We have to stay out of the penalty box. So what do you think's going on in their minds that they cannot break down that barrier? Yeah,
it's easier said than done, and I hate to sound like a homer here, but I thought the officials struggled today. And we all have bad days. I have bad days. You have bad days. Referees have bad days, and I thought they had a bad day today. I think that unintentionally they let the Lake Erie Monsters get away with some things that they did not let the Hamilton Bulldogs get away with. But I'm sure the coaches and the players aren't making excuses right now. You could use that as an excuse, but what's the point? You lost the hockey game, and you can't worry about what the other team does or what the officials do. You have to worry about yourself. And the Hamilton Bulldogs did take some unnecessary penalties that were warranted today, so they've got to eliminate those because they're giving up way too many power play goals. They're not scoring enough power play goals, and that is not a recipe for success on special teams. And when you win the special teams battle, chances are you're going to win the hockey game. So they've got to start taking smarter penalties when they do take penalties. They've got to start killing off whatever penalties they do take. They've got to start making their opponents pay for any penalties that they take. And if they can win the special teams battle, this is a team that has enough talent to win a lot of hockey games down the stretch. They've got 18 games remaining in the regular season. So there's 36 points still on the table. At this point in time, they probably have to go something like 14-4 to have a realistic chance to qualify for the Calder Cup playoffs. I've seen teams go on runs like that before, and I believe this team can do it, but they're going to have to be better than they were from start to finish in every game for the rest of the regular season.
Thank you very much, Derek, for your thoughts as always, and now we're going to see what our coaches had to say.
Well, disappointed about the game this afternoon, obviously. Again, scoring the first goal at home, having the momentum, but not able to keep up for 60 minutes. And obviously the special teams tonight we lost that battle, and it ended out for a poor weekend at home for us, and it's very disappointing. Obviously we want to keep putting pressure on the other team. We want to keep going to the offense to perhaps create that or increase the lead. At the same time, we have to be reliable defensively, but when you play a good first period, you want to just keep the momentum and continue, but it seems like too often, starting the second period, we find a way to give a quick goal to the opponent, and after that, it seems that it breaks our legs and we have trouble getting back into the game. It happens last night, it happens again today, so we know we can play better hockey. We proved that throughout the year. Now it's a matter of going back, refocus and get back into that good spirit that we have not long ago. The positive at this moment, you know, it's more like some individual played some good hockey, but obviously that's not enough. It was a big weekend for us. We had a chance to close the gap on the playoff spot by having 3 games at home, and we didn't took care of that advantage. At the contrary, we lost our 3 games. So, despite I consider myself a positive person, it's a tough weekend. But like I said, we have to regroup. There's 18 more games left in the season, and we have to find a solution in that dressing room. And I believe we are capable of doing so.